Today I'm going to show you how to design this t-shirt in Cricut Design Space. This is going to be a step-by-step guide, complete breakdown, so by the end of this video, you're going to know how to make this t-shirt on your own. I know sometimes you can feel a little bit limited with heat transfer vinyl and your heat press, so I'm here to show you exactly how to break those barriers so that we can do projects that nobody's ever seen before. Everything used in this video is going to be linked down below in the description. Feel free to take this design and apply it to your own clothing brand. Because what's going to happen is if you're a beginner and you follow my step-by-step tutorial, you're going to learn how to be creative and use the tools in Cricut Design Space to make completely original designs. But for now, just go ahead and use this template and apply it to your clothing brand. This is for you guys to use. I upload videos daily helping you grow your clothing brand with your Cricut vinyl cutter, heat transfer vinyl, and a heat press. So make sure you hit that subscribe. If you have any questions, meet me in the comment section. All right, let's get into it, guys. I'll meet you at the laptop. All right, guys. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to turn this photo into an SVG file. Now to do that, we're going to go ahead over to our internet browser, and then I like to go through cutecutter.com. I know the word cute sounds a little not manly, but whatever. This website is super dope. It does everything I needed to. There's no wrong SVG website for you guys to use, so feel free whatever is, best for you. So we're going to go ahead and import our picture. And once it's imported, we're going to want to go ahead, remove background. And then the first option is mark foreground. So right here, we're just going to lightly, just go over the part that we're going to want to keep. You don't have to be perfect. Just kind of like give it, a rough outline. Like this should be good. Let's see. Boom. All right. And then mark background. It kind of already does it for you for the most part. It's pretty decent as far as capturing what it needs to capture. You might need to tighten it up a little bit, but for the most part, that's all you're going to have to do. Then we're going to hit done. Now for the background color, go ahead and make it white. It's just going to be it's going to be easier for you guys to see. So these 4 sliders, go ahead and mess with them however you guys want to get the perfect, SVG file that you guys want. There's no wrong way for you guys to do it. It's whatever you guys prefer. So once you figure out, what you like, let's say this is where we're going to keep. I like this. We're going to want to go right here and hit download. Then download SVG. And then it's going to be right here in your downloads file. Right here. So now let's go ahead over to Cricut Design Space. And then let's get started. All right, so let's start by importing our SVG file. So we're going to go over here and hit upload image, and then you can either go browse or you can drag it in. So I actually ended up going into my downloads folder and then importing it into, a separate folder. So I ended up putting it in my own, but I did grab this SVG file from the downloads folder. That's where it's going to be for you. So we're going to go ahead and grab it, and then we're going to go ahead and drag it, hit upload, and then go ahead, hit add to canvas. And there we go. So when we import it, we're going to end up with these 2 layers. We're going to want to go ahead and remove this basic cut layer so that this is all we're left with. Now it's just a clear, it's PNG pretty much. All the white, you're going to see right through it. That's going to be the t-shirt color. So, all right. So let's go ahead and add some text. So the one I'm going to be using today is going to be called Planet Cosmos. It's probably one of the most popular, Y2K fonts being used right now. I got this from thefont.com. It's called Planet Cosmos, right? So I'm going to go ahead and type the recipe. And then I want to switch it up a little bit as far as the size. So I hit the unlock button and I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. Yeah, I like this. This looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and add more text. And we're going to type worldwide. This is my clothing brand, the recipe worldwide. You guys can put whatever you guys want here. I do want you guys to, steal this design if you have to. If you're just starting out, you're not really sure how to design. Go ahead and just follow this template. This is for you guys to use. Take this step by step. I don't care. It's for you guys. So now that we have this, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to unite these. just because I want them. Oops, I didn't mean to unite all 3 layers, just these 2. So we'll go ahead and do this, combine. And you know what, actually I do want to pick this up a little bit. Yeah, that's good. All right, now we can unite these 2. All right, dope. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch the color of this so that I can see it a little bit better. Just for now, I do this for my own sake, just so I can see it, you know, because if it was black, you're not gonna see it here. So let's go ahead, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click this layer. I'm gonna add an offset, and then I'm gonna probably make it about, let's do like, that looks good. All right, cool. So what I'm gonna do next, you know, I want you guys to follow along, rewind, slow down, whatever you guys have to do. These next couple steps can get confusing, but that's why I'm, you know, making this a longer video for you guys to be able to really, you know, be able to do it step by step. So I'm gonna go ahead and temporarily make this a different color. So this is where I want it to sit, right? So we're gonna duplicate this so that I have an extra one, leave this to the side. Now with this, we're gonna highlight these 2 layers. So now the offset layer and the SVG layer are both connected, right? So we're gonna wanna go right here and hit subtract. So what that did was pretty much leave me a space right here so that I can now go in right here, and then boom, could fill it right in. Let's send this to the front, and then boom, right there. All right, cool. Now let's add a little bit more. I'm gonna add one more element in here just to give it a little bit more sauce. But I mean, even this already looks really dope. But so what I did was I actually went to, oh my goodness. Oh, I went to Etsy and I actually ended up grabbing a bunch of these elements. It was literally like $5 for all of these. You can go to Google and type in like Y2K elements and you're gonna find some of these. I was just being a little lazy and bought them because I didn't want to have to keep searching over and over and over. You know what I mean? So these are all PNG files, but like I said, you guys can get these from Google. You don't have to buy these, you know what I mean? You know, do whatever you got to do, you guys. But I do want to bring in, oh man, where is it? Oh, I need to make a folder with my favorite ones because, oh, there it is. Boom, we found it, you guys. All right, so this is the one we're going to import right here. So we're going to go back over here to upload image, and then we're going to drag that one in. All right, boom. Hit simple, continue. And then this is already a PNG, so I didn't have to take the white out. It did it for me. In your case, you're just going to literally have to just click the background and it'll remove it for you. But I didn't have to. So we're going to go ahead, apply, hit cut image, click it, add to canvas. And there we go. I'm thinking I'm going to make this, yeah, that looks good. Maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, I like that. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So for this layer, I'm going to want to add an offset again. I do this just to kind of add a little bit more details into my design. You know what I mean? I'm going to switch this color to black. Then let's do this white. Boom, and then let me change the color of this red to white as well. The shirt that we're going to be doing today is going to be it's going to be yellow. So this part's going to end up yellow, and then this will end up being white. You guys will see it, and you guys, I'm sure, will like how it ends up looking. But what we're gonna want to do now is we're gonna want to go ahead and highlight all of it, and we're gonna resize it. So I'm gonna do about 11.5 inches wide, and then the height ends up automatically being 16 inches. So let's go ahead and back it up. Zoom out. All right, so now let's prepare this for our cutting mat. So what we're gonna wanna do is I'm gonna remove this. Let's bring this over here. And then, so I'm grabbing all the black and I'm gonna put it right here. And then I'm gonna highlight, we're gonna highlight all of this, combine, unite, and then same thing right here, because these are the same color and these are the same color. So I'm gonna have these on 2 separate mats. So let's go ahead and highlight these 2, combine, unite. Now that keeps it on 1, and then this keeps it on 1, because look what happens when I hit make it. And now we're gonna have both of our vinyl colors on 2 different mats. So make sure you go ahead right here and hit mirror, as well as your second layer. You never ever wanna forget to mirror any of your images when you're working with heat transfer vinyl. Also for this project, we are gonna be using a 12x24 mat. If you don't have a 12x24 mat, you can actually tape 2 12x12 mats together and turn it into a 12x24 mat. But if you guys don't have these 12x24 mats, I do have some non-Cricut brand mats in my Amazon storefront that are extremely affordable compared to the Cricut brand ones. So let's go ahead and hit continue, and we're gonna go ahead and load up our Cricut Explorer Air 2. So out of all the Cricut vinyl cutters, the Cricut Explorer Air 2 is one of the more affordable ones. For this project, we're using regular heat transfer vinyl, so for the needle pressure, I went ahead and put it on Iron On Plus. One of my favorite features of this vinyl cutter is the option to cut your vinyl 2 times the speed. I do have this vinyl cutter in my Amazon storefront, so that way you're not scrambling around trying to find it. Alright, now it's time to repeat the process for our second layer. The heat transfer vinyl that we're going to be using for this project came from the recipe worldwide. Check the link in my description. Buying heat transfer vinyl from the link in my description is going to directly support me. So just know that I appreciate you with all of my heart if you order. So if you never weeded vinyl before, this part can get really annoying. My biggest advice is just take it easy and take your time. There's literally no rush here. You don't want to mess up any vinyl in the process. I like to use tweezers, but you can use whatever you want. There's literally no wrong way to do it. If you've made it this far into the video and you have any questions, take this time to comment down below, and I'm going to reply to you pretty quick, hopefully within the same day. My account is still small and growing, so right now I have the opportunity to really speak with you guys and make sure I'm connecting all the dots for you. I want to do everything in my power to make sure that you're successful. Also, feel free to message me on Instagram, TikTok, or email. I'll make sure to reply to you guys. So for regular heat transfer vinyl, I set my press to 370 degrees. For regular heat transfer vinyl, you can go as low as 365 degrees and as high as 380 degrees. Before pressing, make sure you give it a nice lint roll because you don't want any hairs or lint getting caught up. Alright, now we're going to pre-press our garment for about 10 to 15 seconds. This is going to take out any moisture that might be in the t-shirt. If you skip this step, you do run the risk of your vinyl not adhering properly. The reason this happens is because sometimes it's extremely humid in some of the places that this t-shirt was going through before it made it to you. Alright, let's go ahead and add our first layer. We're going to want to do this layer for about 10 seconds. And if you noticed, I used 3 fingers from the collar. That's going to be the perfect length for where you should be putting your design. It's extremely important that you stretch out the t-shirt in areas just to make sure that there's no wrinkles in the bottom, because if you press it with the wrinkle, it's going to get impossible to get it out. Just take your time on this step. So my heat press is 15 by 15, but the design ended up being about 18 inches. So I am going to have to pull the t-shirt up after this press and give it another press just to get that bottom part.
As long as you're using high quality heat transfer vinyl, you don't have to worry about pressing the vinyl too much. It's not going to burn on you. But if you do have cheap vinyl and you press it too many times, you're going to start to see it burn through. Feel free to do about another 8 seconds or so. Okay, this is really important, you guys. When you're peeling your vinyl and you don't know if it's cold peel or hot peel, you're going to want to peel it extremely slow. That way you make sure you're not peeling the vinyl off, because if it comes off, it's probably cold peel, and I would just wait about a minute before peeling. But for hot peel, don't worry, you can immediately peel it and nothing bad's going to happen. So I'm about to add another piece of black vinyl, but in reality, I probably could have done this in my first press if I would have just made a little bit of room for it. But like I said, if you have good quality heat transfer vinyl, you're not going to have to worry about overburning your vinyl. So I went ahead and I did that layer for about 5 to 7 seconds because I am going to put another color on top of the black. And don't worry, over time, you're going to know exactly how long you should be pressing each color when you're doing layers. Alright, now it's time to add our white heat transfer vinyl. I'm honestly addicted to adding offset to my stuff in Cricut Design Space to give it that extra color. It honestly just makes the whole heat transfer vinyl thing look way better because most people are just used to seeing one color simple designs with this. So when people see you wearing this, they might not even believe that it's heat transfer vinyl. If you've made it this far and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do that because I am here for you and you're going to be successful messing with my page. I mean this in the most humble way, but I do want my community to be the best Cricut community on the internet. We're making bangers over here, so join the winning team. Alright, so I'm going to add my last layer and I'm going to do this for about 10 seconds. And if you guys are off by a few seconds on the timing, don't worry, nothing's gonna happen. Care more about the heat. Also, here's a random piece of advice. If you start to get extremely hot and you feel like you're gonna pass out, go ahead and get yourself a little fan to put next to the heat press. It's gonna make a huge difference in your workflow. Man, I'm not gonna lie, it's so satisfying to peel vinyl. If you have a clothing brand or something, let me know in the comment section. I want to network with you guys. Please feel free to send me your designs, your t-shirts, your logos. I really want to see the stuff that you create. Also, feel free to press your shirt for a last 5 seconds if you feel like it needs it. If you made it this far into the video, just know that I'm extremely proud of you. For a lot of people, this is extremely tedious and they end up giving up all the time. And there you go, guys. We officially completed this project. Also, please follow these washing instructions because if you do, you will never have a problem with your vinyl falling off and you're going to have extremely happy customers that always come back to you. Always wash it in cold water, and if you can, hang dry your shirt. But if you're the type of person that likes to dry their shirts, that's okay. Just use medium to low heat in the dryer. Thank you guys so much for watching my tutorial. If this video was useful, let me know in the comment section.